Hello YouTube family, and welcome back to the channel. Gardening season is upon us. I am so excited. For many years I have wanted to do raised garden beds in addition to our little garden that we have planted for the last couple years. This year we are going to do raised garden beds. We took a trip, myself and my best friend, we took a trip out to a farm, and this farm actually has a sawmill on it, and they mill cedar boards and make cedar raised garden beds. And we got 2 raised garden beds, 4 by 12, made out of cedar. It is beautiful and I am so excited. And today we are going to put those together for you and kind of clean up our garden area and get ready for gardening season. I am so excited. I'm Dawn and I'm living the Newcomb life. I just wanted to say, for those of you who are new to our channel, welcome. And for those faithful subscribers who come back each and every video, welcome back. We're happy that you're here. And thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate all of the love that is given to us through our channel. So our plan of attack for these garden beds is they are going to go this way, leading out from our flat garden. And we're going to lay down the landscaping fabric in basically a big square or rectangle, it's pretty much a rectangle, directly off of the garden, and line it up with the fence row. Pick it up. Okay, so we have this landscaping fabric down, and this is going to prevent the grass and the weeds from growing up through, or at least the best it can, growing up through the raised beds. So we're going to actually, because this is wider than, this is 12 feet wide, this area is actually wider than that, so we're going to overlay the 2, but we have the first one down. Really cool technique. We ran a chalk line on here, kind of gave ourselves a little bit of grace room. But what Jerry is going to do is he's going to take a torch and he's going to run it down that line, and it will cut the fabric and seal the edge as he goes. Really cool technique. Check this out.
All right, so now that we got the first layer of garden fabric down, we're going to overlay the second layer and square this up, and then we can get started on putting the raised beds together. Alright guys, so I'm going to go over the actual directions that came with the kit here. I hope they come in clear. Not too sure, but... Alright, so step number 1 says organize boards into rough layout. Separate brace pieces from other pieces. The braces will be approximately 4 inches shorter than the end pieces and not interchangeable. Note, kit shown in this pic is a 2-row version. See the detail below for your specific kit. So this is our kit right here. It has all of the number of row pieces, long pieces, short pieces, end pieces, braces, and corner and joints. And it even has the number of screws right here. So that's what I've done right here. I've done a preliminary layout. So what I'm getting ready to do is step number 2, and it says place corner/joint pieces wide edge down on a flat surface. Now this area is not too flat. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it kind of grades up a little steeper right there. So I'm going to move it to a flatter area. And it goes on to say place side pieces on top of corner and joint pieces. So you can see in the picture right there where it has the side pieces on top of the corner and the joint piece right there. And it says you want to align the end of the side boards to the edges of the corner pieces, which is right there. So you want to make sure that it's all in a straight line. An important note here says long and short side pieces should be alternated such that the joints of adjacent rows are offset. And it kind of shows you right here. And there's a side note right here that says, note that joints are alternated. Row 2 joint is offset from rows 1 and 3. And you can clearly see that right there. And here's a hint right here. It says, assembly is easier on a flat surface. If there is a large gap between boards, try flipping one to better align with the others, or substitute a better fitting board. A clamp can be used to draw board/rows together. So that's what I'm going to do. I noticed that one of the boards over there, I think my center board might be a little off, but not by much at all. But it's just going to help when I use the clamp for peace of mind. One of the hints that they said was you want to make sure that you have the good sides facing out, and you want to have the not desirable sides facing inward, like this piece right here. I'm not sure if you can see, but there's a defect right here. So this is definitely going to be my top board right here. Look at how awesome that looks. Not sure how good that's showing up on camera, but it looks phenomenal. And this is definitely going to be my outside piece. Look at that. I'm going to drill 2 pilot holes, 2, 2, and 2. And one thing of note, the wood that we got is, it's 2 inches wide. And I'm using these screws that were provided. And one of the things that I noticed was the regular drill bit that I had would not go completely through this wood. So one thing of note, you're going to have to purchase an extra long drill bit. I'm using a 1/8 drill bit, and that will then get you through the first piece of wood, and hopefully maybe about a quarter of or maybe even a halfway into this joint piece. But and I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but I have a piece of tape here, and I had to color it red so I could see it. Hopefully the light from my drill will actually illuminate it so I can see how deep that I need to go. But make sure that when you guys do this, get yourself an extra long drill bit. Craig, you didn't tell us that. So once we actually get the corner and joint pieces down, so this would be a joint piece right here, and then you want to alternate them. But when you alternate them, there's a very specific pattern that they recommend using in order to make sure that the joints come together clearly. So step 3 is attach side pieces to corner and joint pieces using the number of screws per board shown in the picture for the joints, and 2 screws per board at each corner. Keep screws at least 1.5 inches from the edge of the boards to minimize splitting. There is a note here that says joint and corner pieces may be slightly shorter or longer than the width of the side or the rows. So basically what that means is you just want to kind of split the difference between the two edges here and make sure that that joint piece right there is gonna maximize the amount of space here. And it goes on to say, closely align the edges of side pieces with joint/corner pieces that you want to form the top of the kit for best results.
We are now assembling our second garden bed. We did learn a few things from the first one. Not anything major, but a few things that we're not going to do totally differently, but maybe in a different order. We are going to start, we've got it upside down. We have the bottom boards. We just have it propped up here right now. We're getting ready to put the bottom board on this side and that side. And then we are going to, instead of last time we waited until we flipped it over to put the middle braces in. So we're gonna put the middle braces on before we put the landscape fabric or the hardware cloth on the bottom to keep out the rodents. Guys, the hardware cloth is an optional thing. You don't have to put that on here. We're just trying to make sure that we don't get any rodents coming up through the bottom of our bed. So that is totally optional. If you choose not to do that, that is great. But I would suggest that if you're going to do it in this order, because then you can pull the sides in and make sure they're good and tight before you put the hardware cloth on. So think it's
Just wanted to point out something that Dawn came up with to make this as easy on us as possible. Obviously, when you're working with as much material as we are right here, it can be pretty heavy. And Craig, you didn't mention that. But so what Dawn thought about was, in order for us to have to manipulate this the least amount as possible, once we got it all set up, squared up, and ready to go, we only have to put the two end pieces on each side. So we basically just have to flip it into place. So what Dawn thought was, since this side is 18 inches, we simply get it to where it's 18 inches from the edge, and then it'll be like within an inch or two from where it needs to be, and then hopefully we can just slide it wherever it is that we need. And this thing is so heavy, we can move it, but it's not that easy. So to make things as easy on us, we have it 18 inches from the edge here, and let's see how this one goes. Okay, I'm just going to point out that my wife is a genius because this worked out absolutely awesome. So I do have to move it just a touch.
Just
what,
a
Dawn? Like a half an inch?
Well, it has to go about 2 inches that way,
Okay.
and maybe 3/4 of an inch on this end.
Yeah.
But that end looks
Hey, you're dead on.
pretty close.
All right.
That we're right on the edge of our fabric. We are right on our line.
Nope, it looks like I do need to bring it back a touch.
Just a hair. So you can kind of see our chalk line there. We're just a little off.
Is that better?
About a half an inch more. I think we're good.
So here's the real test. You wanted 5 feet in between each bed, right?
Yep.
What does that say?
5 feet.
Check the center. 5 feet. Yeah, that's gonna have to go out.
This side?
Just a touch, right there.
Beautiful.
All right, so now that we have all of the screws in and ready to go, I'm just gonna tighten everything up. All right, so everything is all screwed in. I'm ready to rock and roll. I just have one last thing that I need to do to finish this project up, and that is burn the final edge along our garden beds.
Go.
All right, guys, so this is our 2 raised garden beds that Dawn picked out. I think they turned out absolutely fantastic. If you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's free and it really helps our channel grow. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're up to date on all of our upcoming videos. But thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you on the next one. Any last words?
No, but they're so beautiful.